It's proven to be true. It's proven to be true that you're pressuring me. You're pressuring me.
Ain't nobody pressuring you.
He's pressuring me to say the right thing. Welcome back. Welcome back to Elevators and Stairs. I'm Aneesa Nazir Muhammad.
Justin Nazir Muhammad.
And we are elevators and stairs.
We are elevators.
We are elevators and stairs.
This is the Elevators and Stairs show.
This is the Elevators and Stairs show. Welcome back. Make sure that you go ahead immediately and just press like. Go ahead and immediately subscribe. And comment down below and let us know what city or state you're watching this from. This is episode what? Episode 5, and we'll actually be taking some from the audience. We have a question on YouTube that we'll address, and we had a question from a person who will be anonymous that we will address as well. But first things first, we're going to go into Journey to Discovery by our girl Najma Muhammad. We did play this in the last episode, but we didn't actually put it in the last episode because we didn't play it right. So I was like, if I'm not gonna do it justice, Jossie, please get off. If I'm not gonna do it justice, then I'm not gonna put it in there. But I want us today to do it justice. This is a courtship and or marriage questionnaire game in which you can play. It has different categories, 4 different categories. One being miscellaneous, you have personal, you have very personal, and then you have, I think it was another one in here, not that personal. So there's 4 different categories, and I'm going to have us play it. So I just took out a chunk, and they're very nice. Like, these is professional. You can see, like, it's real nice. Love that for her. All right, go ahead, choose. So this is gonna be like our ice breaker. Here, let me get one. Like, All right. Oh, this is good. You can put it right here, baby. Go ahead.
In your opinion, which childhood experience has shaped you the most? How did it shape you?
Ew, we could get really deep with that, or we could get less deep with that. Ew. Yeah. In my experience, what childhood, or from my vantage point, what childhood experience affected me the most?
Choose a positive one.
Yeah, let's choose a positive one, right? Yeah.
You were trying to go to that other one.
I mean, there's so many. Think about the things that affected you in childhood the most. It's like, how do I choose the most? It's your childhood. It affects everything. Affected me the most. Okay, I would say growing up in Islam. That has affected me the most in the most positive way.
Okay.
Being able to use Islam to like navigate through life. And being able to pull it out of the bag or pull it out my hat at any given moment to solve a problem. That absolutely has affected me the most. I would not be worth anything without it, because I tried to do without it, and I wasn't worth a damn. So, and life wasn't going well at all. It wasn't going my way. It wasn't going nobody else's way. It was just going. And Yeah. God saves. Islam saves. Jesus saves. All right. Um, what are some pet peeves and triggers that you have?
Pet peeves and triggers.
Yes.
Um, I don't know if it's a trigger, but you know I don't like chew gum.
I know you was about to say that.
It's just something about chew gum. It makes me want to
But
gag, man.
why though?
I don't know what it is. Just the texture of it.
Because you don't even like chewing gum.
It just feels good. I'm okay with chewing gum until it gets to a chewy point.
When is it?
Like when it's still like fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but when you chew on it too
Okay.
much and then it becomes like a chewy, like a glob of chewy mess.
The spitty.
Yeah, that's when it gets gross. I don't like that feeling. That whatever that is, it just grosses me out every time. So
Interesting. So that's a pet peeve and a trigger.
yeah.
Yeah. I was pregnant, I think. When I was pregnant, I know my husband doesn't like the look of chewing gum. Like he doesn't like it sticking. Like I would naturally just, if I was done with my gum, I would like just put it on a plate or something like that. And he could not take it at all. And I knew this to be true. So what did I do? I'm gonna press that button. So I was pregnant and I was chewing some gum because it was the only thing that was making me survive life. What was that, my second trimester or so? And I was just chewing gum, chewing it up. And I wanted him to throw something out for me. And I was like, hey, can you throw this out for me? And remember, I put it in your hand. I went like this and like just held your hand like that. And then when you opened it up, it was my gum. You don't remember that? Ah, he folded like a lawn chair. He was like, he said, "Ugh, why would you do that?" I think I have it on recording.
I don't remember that.
Good times. All right, so we're gonna get into our question. Let's do the YouTube one first. I think that one was a little more simpler.
Okay. Let me read it.
Yeah.
If you two, if if you two relationship, if your relationship ever ends, do you think you will be able to end it in a easy way or a hard way? I'm asking because it seems it's possible to end on a good note from my perspective. I mean, it depends on what type of relationship.
It's our relationship.
Oh, us specifically, or
Yeah, he's
is
talking
this
about
person
us.
saying in general?
I mean, I can't talk about in general. I can talk about us.
Well, heck no. No, it ain't going in no good way, no good note. Cause you supposed to be with me forever.
Oh,
So no, I ain't saying no good note. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you.
really, Justin? You really would do me like that?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You're not playing for real? You would do me?
I ain't playing around. You dead to me.
Are you serious?
Yep. Out of here.
Justin, you don't even have that type of heart.
Okay.
I have your child.
Yeah, unless it's about Jossie, I don't
Don't
want to
talk
talk
to
to
me.
you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to be around you.
Justin.
You're dead to me.
This is the thing. I expected you to say something more mature than what I would say because I wholeheartedly, you already know, kick rocks. If we end up getting a divorce, don't don't associate your name to my name. But I thought that you would have a more mature response because you had a more mature response when we were recording. You remember?
We ain't talk about leaving each other though.
But it was still a mature stance of like.
Yeah, but we ain't talking about leaving. I'm talking about we leaving. We leaving, and
Let
that's
them know the
it.
conversation that I'm talking about, so they like could understand.
We talking about infidelity in the marriage.
Yes, and you
How we
said,
react.
mm-hmm,
And I say, yeah, of course, if I got a family, then I'm gonna try to work it out, of
mm-hmm.
course. But if we already divorced, we already determined this it. Then ain't no need to be cordial.
That is ignorant to me.
No,
If
I don't want to
I
talk to
cheat
you.
on you, you would find a way for the sake of the family for it to work out.
Yeah, because we together. We got obviously. I gotta be. We got to be together. We gotta work it out. But if we not together no more, then what's the point? No, we don't need to be friends.
Justin, I would not want it to be like that. I could see if
No,
it
we don't need to
starts
be friends. What we need to be friends for?
I could see if it starts out like that, like there's tension, there's animosity. But Justin, I think after a while, our respect for one another, we would at some point like cool the storm.
Yeah, maybe 10, 20 years down the
10,
road.
20 years, nigga, what? Excuse
Maybe.
me. What?
Yeah, maybe.
You're not that heartless for real.
10, 20 years,
Justin,
maybe.
you just chatting, you not that heartless for real. No, you're not.
No, you ain't never met that side of it.
When you dropping things off at somebody's
Yeah,
doorstep.
I'll cut you off.
Oh god, but you can't
Out of
cut
here. You're
off.
dead to me.
You cannot cut off the mother of your child.
Yeah, we can. That's what I said. We can be courted with Jassy.
What do
And
you
if it ain't
mean?
about Jassy, then we don't need to
What do you
conversate.
mean we can be cordial with him? Like
Meaning, if it's about him, cool.
otherwise we
nice.
arguing?
No, otherwise we don't need to speak.
We're gonna have to have times where we are together with him for the sake of family. What you gonna do?
I ain't never hang out with my mom and dad really at the same time.
Justin, you that's okay?
It was fine with me. It was always weird to see them together anyway.
Really?
Yeah. It was weird to see them in the same place. It was very few moments where we was all together in the same event.
Why weren't they in the same place like that?
It just weren't.
Justin, I would hope.
I would do stuff with my mom and I would do stuff with my dad. It was two separate things.
I would
Occasionally
hope.
stuff would intertwine, like if there was like a big event like at school or something and like I was getting awards or something. Sometimes it would intertwine, but like most times it'd be separate things. So
I will hope.
you don't understand,
Justin. If I say one more time, I will hope and you cut me off.
You don't understand.
Cut it off
because you didn't live that type of life.
No, I did not live that type of life, but I've seen how that type of life have damaged children by two people not coexisting just for an event.
It's fine. Man. As long as one of them was there.
That's why we just gotta stay together. We just gotta stay together because you ain't gonna ruin my life. And I'm trying to be mature. And after a while, like, listen, it's for the children. We gotta come together. We gotta live our lives. God forbid I get remarried.
No,
you would.
You definitely dead to me too. You and the new dude. And I might run both of y'all though.
You know what I can see you doing, Justin, because you're so petty?
Right.
I could see you rushing into a new relationship just to show up for somebody. Just Justin, I could see it with my own eyes. We get divorced 2 weeks later. You with somebody new. Just to beat me to the punch of me getting somebody new because you know I'm a prize. You know they lined up. You know they wait for you to mess up. So you would try to beat me to the punch. I know this to be
I ain't
true.
be you nowhere.
You would just be single. You're so cat. You're so cat, Justin. But to the
Next
person that
question.
asked the question, there should be the mutual respect and love that we came in with, even if it sours and it doesn't turn into a lasting, long lasting marriage. I have seen people that have become friends, they co-parent, they are friends, and they respect one another. They are able to be around each other with their new husbands and wives, and they don't have to be childish. It may be awkward in the beginning, but after a while, it don't have to be like that. Uh,
Next question.
Next question. Let me see where we at on time. Ugh. All right, we got 15 minutes.
Got 15 minutes what?
15 more minutes, and then we gonna be done. I know, Bubba. Just putting some moisturizer on my daggone lip. I don't know where my lip gloss is. Cause of y'all ass.
Buddy. Buddy.
Okay. All right. Next question.
Am I supposed to read all three of these?
You
What am
don't
I
have to
supposed to do
read
with
all three of them, but I'm thinking maybe um um I'm thinking where was the one? Maybe reading this one right here.
that? Go ahead and read it.
Okay. Um am I justified in believing Jossie? Am I justified in believing that deep investigation will justify a marriage's existence and encourage its success at the very least, which long term is not necessarily just based on love as an emotion, but love as an action, compatibility in how each other thinks, and agreement on core values? Okay. And then he like kind of expounded a little more, and he said, by deep investigation, I mean exploring why people are the way they are at the root by asking questions and then trying to figure out patterns, i.e., how people do one thing is how they do everything. And by the way, in marriage, does this tend to be true or not? Or is it a case by case thing? From those patterns, we can use it to plot out the future of the marriage mathematically and therefore justify its existence. To justify its existence, I mean by using the data you get from that to justify the decision we make to get or not get engaged, married. And if we do get married, we can use that same data, i.e., the why of the decision to get married, to encourage its success, especially in a world opposed to healthy relationships between male and female. Do you understand what he's asking?
Basically.
Basically, you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I mean, I think we talked about this before, especially with the courting process.
Mm-hmm.
The courting, when you think court, you think of like the legal system.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like you're trying to figure out in the courting process specifically, you're trying to figure out if this person is going to be your mate.
Right.
But, there's a fine line. I wouldn't even say a fine line. There's a spirit in which the investigation should be done, right? Like I
Right.
shouldn't be I shouldn't be trapping you into situations
Yeah.
to try to figure out how you gonna react, like try to
Right.
get a certain reaction out of you.
Right.
Like the spirit should always be, of
Right.
course, trying to find out, but with good intentions. Like
You
I'm
put a
not
tiger in the corner, he gonna
right,
scratch you.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put you in a predicament to act a certain way. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to poke a bear.
Right.
So of course, try to find out as much as you can about that person, but also remember you are still courting. Um, and you also trying to enjoy yourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like it shouldn't just be like, oh,
Yeah.
question the whole time. Like it should be a good experience. It shouldn't be,
Yes.
hey, this daggone 75 questions. Let's go through all the questions
There
to
has to
try to
be some
learn.
proof that
You
a
can enjoy
marriage
each other.
in marriage.
Right.
Absolutely. Like,
Shoot, questions only go so far anyway, because
yeah.
anybody can. It's like when interviews, for one, when we doing interviews
Mm-hmm.
to get a position, I could say any and everything and make it sound good.
Absolutely.
I can be a great interviewer. Perfect. Ooh, I
Mm-hmm.
done practice. I know what questions you gonna
Mm-hmm.
ask. I know how to get certain reaction. I can be a great salesperson. Make me seem fantastic
Right.
on paper. But when I get on that job, I'm in there doing any. They be like, "Hey, Justin, I need you to do this." Hmm. What I'm saying, I don't know what to do. But so when you're doing that process, try to enjoy each other. Try to, of course, learn as much as you
Mm-hmm.
can about that person to see if they're compatible. But it should be a good experience. You know.
Yeah. I want to touch on that first question that he asked of let me see it again. It was something about love being like going
Like an
past
action,
emotion.
right? It's like an action.
Uh-huh. Oh nah. Okay. Let me see.
Without.
Yeah. Am I justified in believing that deep investigation will justify Justin, either you're gonna be watching TV or not, will justify a marriage's existence and encourage its success at the very least? Um, no, I don't think that am I justified in believe yes, I do believe that you're just all right, no, you're done, Jesse. You're done. I do believe that you are justified in believing that deep investigation will justify a marriage existence and encourage its success at the very least, which long term is not necessarily based on love as an emotion, but love as an action, compatibility, and how each other thinks, and agreement on core values. Um, this actually makes me want to stop it. It makes me think about it was a question that we had already had in the list. I don't know how to do this because he really wants to watch this movie, and he really wants to also eat. Okay, there we go. How about that? We just have to. There we go. All right, perfect. All right, so a question that we actually already had like lined up was going into the marriage, and I guess I'll ask you. I know my answer.
I thought we was asking this question.
I'm gonna get into that. It's in the same line.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about love, right? And sometimes we it's hard for us to know where we're angling as far as like love because we're sensing an emotion or we're feeling something and we're emoting, But then we get married, and then the thing that we called love ends up turning sour, which raises the question: was it love? That's the thing I always think about. And people are like, "Man, I love this person. I love them. I love them. I love them." Well, what happened? What happened to the love or the thing that we decided that we felt and called it love? What happened to that thing that it was no longer able to like sustain what was started and maintain it?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me think about when we were courting, and somebody actually asked me this. They said, when you were walking down the aisle, like, were you in love with him? And I gave my answer, but I want to know your answer. When we were at the altar, in that moment, was it like, I'm marrying her because I love her, or am I marrying her because our inquiry justifies me, her being a suitable wife, and that I can grow into love with that person?
Okay, so what is the question?
What I just asked you was the question, Justin.
Pertaining to the in love part.
I think love is love. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never really understood the do
In
you
love
love me, or
or
are
not
you
love?
in love? Love is love. The way we express it is gonna be different. The way I express it to my son, express it to my friends, my family, my husband, it's gonna be expressed different. That's the emotion part of it. I'm gonna emote it differently in ways that is appropriate to the function. But love is love to me.
Yeah, I don't see no difference in between. Yeah, I don't know what in love and yeah, I don't know the difference either.
It's like people say, like, when you like, I
You
love
in
him, but I'm
love,
not in love, meaning I don't love him in like a romantic way. I'm not in love in that way. I see.
right?
And it's whatever.
And
But
love is love. I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree. Love is love. I mean, in
Justin,
love
that's
is
not my question.
what you saying. Was I in love during at the point when we got married?
Yes.
But yeah, same with me. I don't know what the what in love and love. I don't think there's a difference between the two.
But that's not what I asked you. I didn't
What?
ask you if there was a difference between in love and love.
What you asked?
I asked you, were you, but when walking down the aisle, were you in a space of, I love this woman, so I'm marrying her? Or my inquiry, like the brother's talking about, justified me recognizing that she is a suitable wife?
It was all of that though.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't like a like I'm not just in love and I don't obviously I think you're a suitable wife, which is why
Mm-hmm.
I'm marrying you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they go hand in hand. And at the time, I thought I was in love with you
Why you say at the time?
because as marriage goes on,
Yeah.
the love changes.
Yes.
So it's not like obviously I'm more in love with you today than I was when we got married because
Absolutely.
we've gone through things,
Yeah.
baby together.
Mm-hmm.
It's we've it's more of a the love has grown since
Absolutely.
then. So obviously in that time in that moment, I may have thought, oh, this is the most we can get as far as love.
Mm-hmm.
But as time goes on, you like, oh dang, there's more that we can work on. We get to know
Right.
each other. I'm learning different things about you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning body language, how you act in certain situations. You learn
Mm-hmm.
all type of stuff.
Yeah.
As
You learn
marriage.
that type of
Yeah,
stuff. Why
why
you sound
you
like an
good,
Italian?
bad, whatever.
We learn that type of stuff.
Yeah, but you learn all those things, so the love grows.
Uh-huh.
Um, so would I say I was in love at that time? Yeah, but it's not the in love I am today.
Really?
Yeah, What?
Justin, I knew walking down the aisle that like we was approaching like some real stuff.
Okay.
Like I knew walking like as I was walking down, even like leading up to it. And what caused me to be able to be like, I'm gonna marry this man was my inquiry was you fulfilled my inquiry and I was you satisfied my inquiry.
Okay.
And I said, this is going to be a suitable husband.
Okay.
But I don't know if I was at love yet.
I mean, what is at love though?
That wasn't really where my head was, is what I'm saying. Like, you know how you said like at that moment you was like,
But we loved each other. So what is? We had already said I love you by that point.
you forced me.
I didn't force you. So you was lying to me.
I didn't lie. I
What a
still
liar!
wait.
What a liar! You was lying to me.
No, I didn't lie to you.
You're a liar.
No, I didn't lie.
You're a liar. You lied to me. Whole marriage is a sham.
No. Do you remember how you told me you love me though?
No.
You told me you loved me, and remember what I said? And I said, ah! I literally screamed first. It wasn't that I wasn't there yet. I just wasn't ready to say nothing like that for real yet.
Well, I ain't force you.
I ain't say you forced me.
You did say that.
I did say it because you did.
I didn't force you.
And what if I wouldn't? What if I would have not said it back?
Then okay. Then it is what it is.
It's not that I did not love you, and it's not that I was not walking down the aisle with I love this man in mind, but I knew that one, I was terrified. I was so scared walking down the aisle. And I was constantly going over my head, like rolling it around in my mind. That light is about to go out. So if y'all see it get a little dark in here, it's because our light, I could tell it's about to die. We still got the ring light on though in the flash, so we should be all right. But let me make sure your microphone is still Gucci. Yeah. I could I knew that like we was about to get tried like severely. I knew that walking down. And the knowing of that scared me because I knew that this could be the thing that I'm approaching and saying like I love this person. I knew that it could go so bad so quickly. And that terrified me.
So what that got to do with what we're talking about?
What you talking about?
What that got to do with you love me or not? That ain't got a daggone thing to do
No.
with what we talking about.
Justin.
What?
He said, I feel like based upon my inquiry, it justified me marrying you. And it's proven to be true. It's proven to be true that you're pressuring me. You're pressuring me.
Ain't nobody pressuring you.
He's pressuring me to say the right thing.
Ain't nobody pressuring you.
I knew that walking down, I'm going to say it like this. It's not that I did not love you. I didn't know if what I was feeling yet was love. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. I knew that I cared for you deeply. But I did not know if what that deep care was love. Because Justin, we have both been there and done that before. So it was very scary for me. Because we know that what we call love can turn raggedy. And so I'm like, I'm walking down the aisle and I'm like, I'm gonna just have to go off the fact that I genuinely believe that he's a good man. Because ain't love sometimes ain't enough. Even though it is, because it's the root of creation, but the way that we view it based upon the divorce statistics, it don't be enough. So I had to walk down like, no, okay, going rolling over my mind. I asked the questions. He has a good heart. I'm justified. Even if I'm wrong about if I love him or not, I'm justified in marrying him. And I'm gonna do my best to make this work. And me having that standpoint, not always the standpoint of I love him so. I love him dot dot dot. I love him so I'm gonna do this. I love him so I'm gonna do that. No, I made a vow based upon me satisfying an inquiry and me knowing that he's a good man. So I'm gonna stick it down. Like I'm gonna stay 10 toes and be patient with the process. And that what he said, and does that like keep you encouraging it for it to be successful? I would say yes. That's what encouraged it for me to be successful, because when we got into tips, it was never I love him. I have to do this because I love him. It was like, no, like he's a good man. And I know like he's acting like this, he's doing that, but he's a good man. So that's why I'm gonna stay 10 toes. That's why I'm gonna remain patient with evolution. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, and I think people confuse love with infatuation and those type
Mm-hmm.
of things, because when you're not intimate, like we didn't kiss, we didn't,
Right.
fornicate together, that obviously brings in a different level in your mind. We think that's love. Oh, I love him. We kiss, we
Right.
do things together. We're intimate.
Mm-hmm.
And that in our mind is what we think love is.
Yes.
And when you don't have those things, you really just gotta go based upon words and
Yeah.
what we do.
Right.
What we found out about each other, and that's what we deal with. But I think the love was still there.
Okay.
I think we just didn't have that piece, and we didn't know what that looked like
To
for us.
make it like our own.
Right.
Okay.
But I think the love was definitely still there.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Oh, something else I wanted to add real quick. I think sometimes we do this as Muslims, especially. It's been something that's been on my spirit. I think we do this and we fumble the ball a lot when we do this
Who?
as
And we
Muslims,
run out of time
especially.
too. I'm sure it's past 15 minutes.
For sure. I'm gonna touch on this and then we're gonna skate. Um, where we go into it not wanting to have emotion because we want the courtship to be as sober as possible. And I get a lot of questions about, should I feel emotion? Should I what should it feel like? And should I not feel? And being sober does not mean void of feeling. Um, love is not an emotion, but you should feel something. I remember talking to a sister and she was courting a brother, and I was like, well, how do you feel about him? And she was like, I don't really know, because we know we're not supposed to have feelings and all this stuff, and I'm trying to be sober minded. And I was like, how do you feel about him? Like, when you see him, what do you feel? And she said, I mean, he I said, end the courtship immediately. End that courtship immediately. Because if the feeling is, no, she said, meh, it's like, meh, he I said, end it. Because while love is not an emotion, or solely an emotion, you should feel something. And I think we get twisted feelings and emotion. Emotion meaning emoting. Because, we're supposed to rise above emotion into the thinking of God, but God also feels.
Mm-hmm.
He's not emoting, meaning he's not in constant reaction to the
To the
way he
emotions.
feels,
Mm-hmm.
but he does feel.
Absolutely.
So we feel that in the way he cares for us. And when we pray and when we're feeling healed and when we're feeling encouraged with those things, that connection that we have to God is because we feel him. But I think that we get that mixed up with emotion and emoting and not being sober in a courtship. And then we turn into robots in courtship. And then that's when it comes into the I'm just asking questions, asking questions, asking questions, asking questions, asking questions. And it's like, dang, but you don't want to have a good time? You don't want to know if this
Right.
person it is a good time?
Right.
The reason why I remember telling the sister, I was like, hey, we got chaperones for a reason when we're courting. Because you might have a burning desire. So somebody has to be there to put that fire out, wave the smoke around. Because naturally we're human beings, we're male and female, so there's gonna be some tension between the two.
Right.
That's not bad, but there has to be some boundaries set on it until a proper time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a feeling. But just because you have that feeling, I can't let you, as a chaperone in the courtship process, uh, let you emote your feeling. I can't let you respond to that right now.
Right.
So yeah, but I think we should. There should be feelings. There should be something in the chest, something in the gut that ties to love being the duty that we talk about. That's like when I do for you, I feel something about it. And when you
Mm-hmm.
do for me, you're not just doing for me. You get something out of it in a form of a feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the reward I feel is the way we feel about what we do and the way that helps us feel differently about each other from doing the duty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What elevators did you climb, baby?
All the way to that
Stairs.
point for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you got something in mind? 'Cause I got to think on it. I didn't think
Um.
about anything.
Um. Well, I got through. I got through the week without Jossie napping for real,
Yeah.
and
Good.
I got through it, and he wasn't taking hardly no naps. He was coming in between our marriage, and we did it.
You did.
So yeah, and we was beefing the other day,
Yeah.
and we did good the next day.
Good.
We did good. Where our recovery time is getting better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Um. I've been doing better at like allocating
Come on, allocate.
my time and making sure that I stay diligent, especially like with the school stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't been in school in a long time, so like going back to school, especially having a 1 year old, a family, it's much harder to learn and pick up things. But I still got straight A's at the moment, so um, I've been doing good with that. I'm proud of myself for being able to do that. So yeah, I'm still doing that.
I'm very proud of you. He
Appreciate it.
come home from work and he gets straight to it with his homework and quizzes and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah. And that be the stuff. That be the stuff that when we're beefing or we're tiffing, it's I was actually saying to a client today that a woman constantly wants to see her man evolving. And that's what keeps her close to him. Um, and I've been watching you like constantly evolve, constantly wanting better for yourself, wanting better for the family. Like you're in a constantly, especially since I got pregnant and stuff. Like, you was not playing around. Always studying for something, always getting a certificate for this, always passing the test, always like you're constantly on it.
Yeah.
And those are the things that even when I don't have the capacity at a moment to like emote, because maybe I'm not like we ain't in that space, uh, and we're like I ain't really feeling you for real, that I'm reminded that like God gave me like a good man, and I could do something with that. So yes, I love you.
Yeah, you too.
Good job. Want to kiss it? Mwah. Mwah.
Mwah.
Say bye bye. Say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for coming to Elevators and Stairs.
Thank you for coming to Elevators and Stairs. See you next week. See you next Friday. Hopefully, maybe. Just like I said on the flyer. Every Friday, hopefully, maybe. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And we love you. Love you. Bye.